gotta keep going because I gotta be to work in like 2 hours. Well, sometimes life just won't let you win.
Boom! Pretty anticlimactic, right?
Hey everybody, Maxine's still got stuff being rebuilt. So we're gonna go to the stuff that I have the ability to fix. All right, I wanna thank Eric and the guys at Fast. This pump only failed because it was overcharging the hell out of it, and they still warranted it even though it was my fault. So shout out to those guys. They saved my bacon on this one. Anything diesel, even if you don't need a high pump or anything, if you got something basic, the filters and the fuel water separator on these will save your stuff so much headache. So if you're in the diesel market, Fast is where it's at. This is the motor from Maxine. You can see she's covered in oil. Had some blow-by going on. I'm going to be pulling off the starter, the bell housing, getting everything ready so that we can take the head off and then pull the pistons and see if we can find why there's blow-by and find out where the boo-boo's at and get it fixed. Other motor had problems getting some of the parts in for, so that's why we're getting this fixed, so that no matter what, I'll have an engine ready when I need it. But life happens, and sometimes you gotta come up with a plan B. Tomorrow, my buddy Brock's gonna come over. We're gonna start putting this motor back together. I got new piston rings, new connecting rod bearings, and then we're gonna dingleballs on it. Make sure that everything's still good. The crank bearings, they're all good. They're all within spec. Everything's good there. I'm gonna be trying out this stuff to decrease this nasty blow-by mess. Super Clean sent this out to me a while ago. Asked me if I'd try it, said it was the bee's knees to get grease off. So we're gonna see if that's true or not, because if anybody knows anything about Cummins, they get oily, and it gets really nasty oily. So I'm gonna try this stuff out. Hopefully it cuts right through it and I don't have to spend all night scrubbing on this thing, but we'll see. There might be something to this stuff, because this is the stuff, super clean, and like it did pretty good. It really did. Is it fully clean? No. And that's my fault, because I got it really greasy and I don't want to pull it all the way apart. And this is a temporary fix till we get the end goal motor put in. But from what it was to what it is now, that stuff did pretty freaking good, really. The right way, tear it all apart, put it in one of those engine bay cleaning station things like we did 2 years ago, and it was a gorgeous motor. But for just a quick throw together and get this thing back on the road, like, it's good. Maybe there's something to that. They're not paying me. They did send me the product for free, but they're not paying me. But it it did do a pretty good job, really. Tomorrow, we start putting her back together.
2,000 years later.
Don't mind me just getting back from being sick for almost a week. But today, because I've got like 2.5 weeks to get this thing back into that thing, I've got to get this thing done ASAP. Thank you, Power Driven Diesel. They shipped my head gasket in this beefy box so that it didn't get bent. I got Molly rings and also bearings for the pistons. The head we got cleaned up and also machined down. Had to take 7/1000ths off because it was warped in a big old U. And so this is all trued up, good to go. Put all this back together and then I can start getting it back in there. Here we go. I didn't even have it recording. I'm on my A game today.
Yeah.
So these two have been dingle ball honed, not the middle ones, with that lovely guy. And that just creates a better surface so that your piston rings seat against it. Well, it's uh-oh time. If you look down in these, you can see right there. We thought that was just a carbon lip at the top before we dingle ball honed it. And cylinder 6 and cylinder 3 have a horrible wear to them. This block we cannot throw together until it's been bored because otherwise we'll make one trip and be back spewing oil everywhere. So this block is now getting sent to the machine shop, which I already have a block at. Now we're going to use that block and put it all together and throw it in Maxine. I will be thrashing from Friday until Thursday to get everything in the car, and then I'm trying to get that car down to the Mint 400. That one might not happen. And then the following weekend is Muscle Cars at the Strip, where that car is supposed to have this engine with all that crap in it so that I can do jalopy autocross in normal fashion. Even though I started prepping for this like 4 months ago, it's going to be down to the wire. This is so much fun. I have to get my transfer case. As you can see, it has this smaller input shaft on it, and I got to switch it to the bigger input shaft, and that guy fits there. It's a lot of work, so I'm gonna get to work. Washa!
I did what I normally do, and I didn't record everything because when it got difficult, I got hyper focused.
But boom, she's all put together. Everything shifts. 4-wheel drive still works. High-low still works. Everything's good. Bolted with that new beefy input shaft into the back of the NV4500 with billet internals, and I am excited for that. But you know what's even better? The problem that I had the whole time, slipping clutch, not no more. I got me one of them South Bend clutches, dual disc, picked it up, Power Driven Diesel out of Cedar City, Utah. This is not going to slip. This beefy boy is going to be awesome. I got this block back from the machine shop. we're gonna start pulling off all the accessories off of this freaking turd so that we can put it all onto that. We got everything tore off. Main caps are off. I think this should just... Oh. Man, I am not as strong as I used to be. I'm gonna pull this puppy out. This block should be pretty well done. Not bad. It really only took me about an hour to tear everything off. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. I've somewhat kept it organized. And apparently my buddy was not happy with my motor. Tomorrow's the big day to switch over to that. And I've got to leave, best case scenario, Thursday. So, you know, typical fashion of minimal test drives and then off on a huge long trip. So hopefully everything goes great. Going down to help some buddies, Jason, Road Trip Racing, just have a good time down at the Mint. So if you don't know what that is, Mint 400 Trophy Truck Racing in Vegas. They have a gambler class, thanks to all the hard work of Chuck and Tate, that is sketchier. Like more basic cars, not full trophy truck. And so we got Bryce, Emmy, Chuck and Tate, and I don't know if Jason's in that because his car and Shasky Racing, their car's pretty sweet. Full tube chassis, all sorts of stuff. So they might not qualify for the gambler class, but it's going to be rad. It's going to be a good time. So I'm really, really hoping that I can get this pig, who is only broken because of me. I'm really, really hoping I can get Maxine put back together and down there for that. If not, I'll be heading down on the weekend and then I'll be thrashing all week because Muscle Cars at the Strip is the following weekend. I'm going to be racing in the Jalopy Cross, which is like autocross, but the shitbox cars edition. Kind of like how Hoopty Cross is the shitbox trophy truck class. We're going to head down there, meet some new friends, have a dang good time. Shade Tree Vintage, you guys have all met Jeremy. He's going to be down there with a bunch of cars. So Chris Songbird, if you guys know him, he makes appearances all the time on Roadkill. Chris is going to be down there with a bunch of cars. That guy builds some cool stuff. So if you're watching this, I guarantee you know who Chris is because I am nobody compared to that guy. So really, really pushing hard to get Maxine done. But we're going to get there. We're going to make it happen. I'm excited, guys. Maxine's been broke down since Portland. And honestly, like a little part of me's dead inside without Maxine. So I really, really am excited to get her back on the road, to get back behind the wheel of her. Like this is just my baby, and it's been too long. We need to make some black smoke. We need to hopefully make some tire smoke with the new setup, and go have some fun at the Jalopy Cross and also Mint 400. So stay tuned. Alright, Brock got all the pistons put in. Everything's looking good and dandy. Everything functions great. Look at that, they're all even facing the right way. What do you know?
It's almost like you know what we're doing.
Holy shit. Well, I don't.
I'm
But
sure somebody on
you
the,
do.
I'm sure somebody on there's going to complain. But
So we are almost to the point of the next big item going on. We got most of her put together. Heads on. Everything's towards P-pumps on. And Brock's timing it. And then it's just the vacuum and the cover and accessories and stuff. We have got most of the motor looking like a motor again. And I'm putting together this sweet South Bend clutch. It's a dual disc, so it'll hold a lot better than the last one did. And all that means is you have your pressure plate that's up front, and then you have a clutch disc. And then in between that, you have another plate and another clutch disc. And then your flywheel. And what that does is it just makes for more surface to be able to grip and hold, so it can hold way more force than it did. Biggest thing, don't get this greasy. Clean it before you put anything on there. No greasy fingers can touch the clutches. And then on this, brake cleaner both sides of that, and you should have no issues. This guy lines everything up. You slide her through once you have all of your clutch discs and everything on there, and these teeth will line up, all the teeth on there. So when you go to put your transmission in, you're not doing it for 300 times in order to get everything to line up. I am super excited for this because my clutch slipping was just really not making me happy. It's like already 10:30, so I gotta get and it's Tuesday. I'm supposed to be in Vegas Thursday night because the race starts Friday morning. So I gotta hustle. That's why there hasn't been much of communicating. Motor is ready to go in. Oh, and it's about 1 a.m. So Jason of Road Trip Racing, you better love me. It is 4:30 in the morning, but that is in. That motor is in and set, and the best part, the trans is bolted up. Took me 2 hours to get that to that point, but it's done. It is there, it is in, it is bolted. Supposed to be leaving tomorrow to head to the Mint 400. I feel like I can make it. We'll see. Gotta keep going because I gotta be to work in like 2 hours.
The next day.
Okay. You're gonna fire right up here in just half a sec. This isn't gonna be one of those long crank videos. At least it shouldn't be. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Okay.
Alright.
It's pretty anticlimactic, right? Just fire it up.
That's pretty good.
There's no long crank, no bullshit.
That's because The last time that we had to deal with this, it was really shitty. You remember that?
It took a set.
Miss Cleo?
Yeah.
That took a long time.
Miss Cleo. I thought you were talking about this.
No, this
I
one
was like,
wasn't too bad.
This one wasn't bad.
No, this one wasn't too bad at all. The first one.
Miss Cleo? Miss Cleo was
Yeah, Miss Cleo was awful.
She was bad.
Well, sometimes life just won't let you win. She's running great. Everything's fine that way. But my clutch problems that I had in Portland will not go away. And I cannot get this baby to shift into gear. And with everything being new, there's no point in being stupid with it. So no Maxine for this trip. Oh no, no. It's race day. What up? You got Jason?
What's up, buddy? But it's provocative.
No, it's not. It's
Gets
gross.
the people going.